Welcome to a brand new episode of the Post Game. I am your host Davion, and today we are talking about NBA free agency. I think this is day 4 or 5 of free agency, and there's been a lot of teams moving, a lot of players moving around, and there's been a lot of things that a lot of trades that I have enjoyed. So we're gonna start off with we're gonna start off with one that happened today. Um, First up, Grant Williams got traded to the Dallas Mavs. He got traded to the Mavs. It was a three-team trade with the Spurs and the Celtics. He got traded to the Mavs. Reggie Bullock got traded to the Spurs in an unprotected pick swap in 2023. Then the Celtics got a couple of second-round picks. I mean, I think this is a good move for the Mavericks. They have been trying to really figure out, especially after signing Kyrie to a 3-year deal. They're trying to figure out what exactly they want to do and what exactly that team is going to look like, especially trying to build around their superstar and Luca. So I think this is a good pickup. I think he has a lot of help defensively wise, and he's a true scorer when Kyrie inevitably does not play. So I think they should be proud of that. That's a really big move, and I'd be happy if I was a Mavs fan. Next up, Matisse Thybulle. He also is making his way down to Dallas. 3 years, $33 million deal. That's not bad. He's a on-ball defender. His scoring it can be a little bit to the desire, but he has showed that he can play defense. Has been a top 10 defensive player in the league seasons, and so I think this is a big pickup for them as well. I've liked Matisse Thybulle since for a while now, and he'll I definitely think he'll succeed. Next up, Mason Plumlee signed a. We came back to the Celtics. 1 year deal, 5 $1 year deal, $5 million guaranteed. Good deal. I think Mason Plumlee is one of those underrated players who will always have a job in the NBA. Play the four or the five, and he currently he's dominating. He's playing some really good basketball. So he can continue to do that and always have a job. Next up, Sabonis signed a was what 5 year, $217, which includes 195 and new whatever the new figures come up stuff. So that's nice. That's a team friendly deal for Sabonis. I think he's gonna have a great time. He's gonna be a great player over the next for his career. Honestly, I've liked him since, and I think he's a great underrated player, especially for the organization. And honestly, if they go out and get them, because Sabonis can play the four really well. So if they go out and get a real good big for that five position to get him out the paint, I think they'll be really good. So I definitely think look for the Kings to have another great season next year, led by Sabonis and Fox. But yeah, man, signing your future, that works. That gets the job done. And if I am a Kings fan, I'm very happy. Next up, the Lakers. They did a lot of work over the past couple of days, signing players. But here they brought back D'Angelo Russell. Honestly, out of all the players that I thought were gonna leave, I thought D'Lo was one that was not going to make. I thought he was definitely on the way out of LA, but they brought him back 2 years, $37 million. He deserves it, I guess. You can give it to him. A little inconsistent in the playoffs, but there's a little bit to be desired. But yeah, 2 years, $37 million. Lakers fans, how we feel? I know they signed Austin Reeves. I think 3 years, 4 years deal. I mean that works. He's the one that you know for a fact that they wanted to bring back him and Rui Hachimura, who they brought both of them back. So two really good or three really good bring backs for them, and I think that'll definitely help them. Try to make a big push for the title next year. Next up, the Knicks traded Opie Toppin to the Pacers for two future second round picks. Opie Toppin, man, City of New York loved him. He was a great player coming off the bench for them. But I think the Indiana Pacers are trying to really figure out their future right now, and he's a good role player to come off the bench. So I definitely think this is a good move for him, and I definitely think it's a good move for the Knicks to really try to figure out what they're gonna do next and if they really want to really challenge and compete for it. Next up, we got Lamelo Ball. Signed that rookie max 5 years, 260. I mean, that's a lot of money. I don't know if he deserves it. I'm not the one that's dishing out the money. But listen, worked hard. He's their franchise player, and he has shown that he has potential to dominate in the league. So it's good to see them iron out and really get their stars paid. The Hornets are really, with new ownership, now looking to figure it out and figure out how where they want to go as an organization. Next up, we have uh, Dylan Brooks, 4 year, $80 million. Don't know how he got 20 mil a year. No clue. Um, but I would say, I mean, his offense was piss poor in the playoffs last season. He looked like a shell of himself, defensively wise, offensively wise, all of the above. But he did show that he is a great leader and a great defensive player. All right. So he's going to bring some defense to that Rockets team who has not had that whatsoever. They also signed Fred Van Fleek on a 4 year deal as well. So Dylan Brooks, Fred Van Fleek, I don't know if they can come coach those young boys to see if they can really figure it out with Ume. But hey, it's not a lot of money, but not a terrible signings for the Rockets. Um, Dante DiVincenzo, he took that spot. He's this guy, 4 year, $50 million contract. DiVincenzo played great for the Warriors last season. I think he'll go and complement the Knicks really well, especially joining his Villanova boys and Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson. So I think that's a really big pickup for the Knicks, especially defensively wise. He's a 3 and D player. He can control and facilitate an offense as well. So I really look to watch that, man. That's gonna be a really nice pickup by the Knicks. Um, Damian Lillard, he requested a trade finally. He's done. He is ready to leave the Blazers, and the Miami Heat are one of the teams that are in the running. The Clippers are in the running. Is it the Spurs might be in the running? There's a lot of teams that are looking to try to really go for a Dame, but you never know. The Knicks are in the running as well, so you never know. Over the next couple of weeks, I know the Blazers aren't rushing to trade him, but over the next couple of weeks, we'll see a lot more attention surrounding him and surrounding where he'll be at next season. Um, Max Struess, Miami Heat boy, got paid 4 years, $64 million by the Cavs. He's a reliable shooter, except when you get to the playoffs or late in the playoffs anyway. But I don't think he'll need to do it all when he gets to the Cavs. You got two scorers and Garland and Mitchell. So I think he'll come in and complement that team, whether it's off the bench. Off the bench, he can give you 15 a night. So I think Max Strus is one to really look out for. That's a really nice pickup by the Cavs. A lot of money, but hey, man, you got to pay to win these days. So yeah. But so next up, the Sixers came out and said that well, they're expected not. So at first, they were expected not. It said the Sixers are expected not to sign um, Tyrese Maxey this offseason. They're not going to sign him this offseason. You have Tobias Harris contract expires this season, but the Sixers did come out and say that he is untouchable. They will probably sign him to a rookie max next season. The kid's really good, and I think he can be the future of the Sixers, and yeah, and really lead that franchise pretty far. Kobe White, he signed a 3 year, $40 million deal. North Carolina boy got paid. Good for him. He comes. He fits the Chicago scheme off the bench. And so yeah, whether he's off the bench or starting, I know Melo or is it no Lonzo will be out next season. I think with that knee injury still. So hopefully he'll probably start a majority of the time. Um, but yeah, so good to see Kobe White get paid. Um, Another man that got paid, Tyrese Halliburton. Um, 5 year, 260. That rookie max really came and helped a lot of guys this off season. But yeah, Tyrese Halliburton, 5 years, 260. He showed that he can lead a franchise, and now they're just putting pieces around it with Obi Toppin and Buddy Heel and what's now Miles Turner as well. And so they're really trying to figure it out in Indiana, and they really the East isn't that good, and so they can really make a push with even a mediocre team. Um, but yeah, so next up, Desmond Bain, he got a bag as well. 5 years, $207 million. They signed up their young core. They got Bain, Ja, and Jaren Jackson Jr. all secured for the long term. And so now they just have to figure out how to build around those guys. You let they let they let the guy Dylan Brooks walk. So now they're gonna really have to figure out. I think 5 years, 270 is a lot, but hopefully he can provide some help for that team and really lead them to a championship. Victor Oladipo, he got traded away from the Miami Heat. As a Heat fan, I've been hoping that this would happen for the longest. So they did. They traded him, and they got um, some draft compensation. Nothing crazy, but yeah, Victor Oladipo is gone. And then the Wizards send Morris to the Pistons. So two good trades there, back to back, um, for those two teams. Another person that got a bag, Chris Middleton, 3 years, 102. Hey, that's good money. That works for Middleton. That works for the Bucks. They can keep building around him and Giannis and Brook Lopez, and they can always make a push deep in the playoffs. Giannis went down last season. That's why we saw they didn't really do really good, but they're really making a push to really figure it out now. So Chris Middleton, that's a big signing for them. I know they're happy. Um, Cam Johnson, 4 years, 108. It's a nice to secure your future for the Nets. It's a good player. He shows that he's very reliable and can just be there. All right, you know what you're gonna get from him. You're gonna get some defense. You're gonna get 12 to 20 a night. And so securing that is that works as well. I know the Nuggets. I know Michael Malone said that he wasn't leaving, but that man saw a bag and left. 2 years, $45 million. Bruce Brown is headed to the Pacers as well to really try to solidify and beef up that young team. Man, the Pacers are really making a lot of moves with adding Bruce Brown, with adding with securing Halliburton and some of those other guys they got. So I think you should look at the Pacers as a team that you should really, that can compete for next season. So, yeah. So yeah, okay. Johnson. Kyrie Irving signed a 3-year, 126 deal. That's interesting to me. I don't know. Honestly, I thought he's going to be leaving. But I guess he decided to stay. And work it out with with Luca. They're adding some pieces, and so they're really trying to find a way to build around Luca and Kyrie at this point. Kyrie can play upwards of 65 games, and they'll be fine. And play some defense, he'll be fine. But other than that, they this is a good move for Kyrie. I hope he's finally ready to play basketball and he's finally ready to stay put and actually compete for a championship. Because that's all that's all they want is a competitor. Draymond Green, 4 years, $100 million for the Warriors. I like the pick, or I like the idea of him staying there. He should be a Warrior for life, man. And he got paid while doing it. But on the other hand of this, I don't think I'm gonna have an image of it. Jordan Poole got traded to the Wizards. Chris Paul got traded to the Warriors. Kristaps Porzingis got traded to the Boston Celtics. And so a lot of moves. Jordan Poole, I think the Warriors saw the inconsistencies and really saw that he wouldn't be what they need to be in the future. And so they cut bait with him pretty early on in his career. I don't hate the move. I think Jordan Poole, he was doing too much. I don't think he was growing enough to really start leading this franchise, especially after Steph retires in for 3, 4, 5 years. But yeah, Draymond Green, get your anchor back so they can still compete. They got Clay, Draymond, and Steph. So that's all they need to to win a championship. But yeah, and with adding Chris Paul, I don't know. He is a skilled vet that's smart, that can control offense, that can control, um, that second unit if he doesn't start. And so you'll see him in the Jordan Poole role, but he will be better than Jordan Poole. He might not shoot 30 a night, but he will be better at facilitating and controlling offense when it comes to turnovers and leadership. So I like the move there as well. And finally, Kyle Kuzma, 4 years, 102. He signed his contract to stay up in the Wizards with and team up with Jordan Poole to really figure out what they're gonna do and how they're gonna move forward. But yeah, that's it for the NBA free agency talk. I'll probably be back probably once a week with the conversations about this. It's a good time though, man. NBA free agency. It's always a great time seeing where the new guys go or where some of the old guys go. But yeah, let me know who your NBA team is. Let me know how you feel about what your team has done so far. It's been good, and we're just now getting started. So, I've been your host Davion, and this has been the post game. Peace.